Good afternoon, February 30th, 2019. Our board's a little frozen, and so are we. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there, and you're having a wonderful day because you're at home in staying warm. If you've been outside, it's brutal out there. Let me tell you, it doesn't take very long for you to get cold when you step outside, and hopefully you just got to stay home and be safe and be able to watch the show. Yeah, I know. You've been waiting all day for this. Me too. We've got a very busy show for you. We'll continue our coverage on the cold weather, of course, getting you updated with, of course, the weather, safety information, and more coming up in headlines, including talking about closures, too, as City Hall and many other of our wonderful buildings here are closed today and part of tomorrow, so we'll get you all updated on that. Then Jeff Doslick's in here. We're going to talk about cold weather emergencies and just try to get that information out there to you that if you are out in the bitter cold, you need to play it safe, and it doesn't take long here for frostbite to set in, so we'll talk about that coming up in the digest. Then I had a chance to sit down with Tim Hallbach from the National Weather Service Milwaukee Sullivan yesterday, and he'll tell us a little bit about the storm, why it's happening, things for you to be safe, and more, so I want you to stay tuned for that here as we share that information in our guest segment. But first, we do turn to our headlines, and yep, we continue on the track of weather. Historically cold air will affect the region this week. Temperatures will likely not rise back above zero until Friday. Yep, this is especially true for locations inland and away from Lake Michigan. The morning through Thursday morning will be the coldest period. And as you can see, we're under wind chill warning here now through 12, depending where you are, it's through 12 p.m. Tomorrow, and then they'll probably reissue some wind chill advisories or whatever comes up here in these cold temperatures. But yeah, it definitely was cold out this morning, and take a look at this. Wind chill temps when you got up this morning. Readings at 7 a.m. this morning. It was cold out there. Yeah, Milwaukee coming in at just a wind chill of negative 47. No big deal. But you float your way down Sheboygan, 54. Minus 54. My goodness. Middleton, minus 53. Minus 54 in Waukesha. So, yeah, we're talking about those wind chills this morning. It was brutal out there. And if you are going out today, keep this in mind. We've been showing you the same graphic here the last couple of days, but when it comes to frostbite and staying safe, if you step outside here, it's going to be it's cold out there, and we want you to watch out for frostbite. And we had a chance to talk with our public safety friends about the cold weather. And if you are stepping out, Jeff Doslick from Fitchburg EMS and Chad Bruckland from the Fitchburg Police Department want you to keep this in mind.
So if you're going to venture out into the cold weather, just make sure that you're prepared. So put things in your car like a shovel and a blanket, emergency kit, things that maybe you could munch on, water, if you do happen to get stranded. Jumper cables are really good. They recommend kitty litter in there, so if you do get stuck, to put kitty litter in there as well. And then hats and gloves and mittens and all those things that keep you warm. The biggest thing is to be prepared. And then the other thing that's really important is to make sure that somebody knows where you're going, and maybe the route that you travel, so that if you do get stuck and you don't show up somewhere, they at least know which way you've gone. And then charge your cell phone in the event that you get stuck, or even at home in the event that the power may go out because of the cold weather, that you do have a charged cell phone.
Well, obviously, if they're out and about, which we would encourage folks only to be out and about if absolutely necessary. But if they are out and about and they have car troubles, or they're involved in a crash, or whatever the case may be, slide off the road, they should call 911 and report that, and then emergency services could be sent, depending on the severity of the situation, to help them. And if they're at home, obviously, I don't want to get into all the home maintenance things that we're all probably concerned about, but if there is a concern that they feel the police may be able to assist them with, they certainly can contact us, and if it's not something we're able to assist, we might at least be able to provide them or point them in the right direction to someone that potentially can be able to assist them.
We want you to continue to stay connected with us here at Fact TV as well during this cold stretch. Remember that you can check us out at these fine places. We want you to keep up to date, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or the website, fitchburgwi.gov, and the city's Facebook as well. We're doing our best to team up and keep putting out safety information and more. So that's why we share that. Stay connected here with Fact TV. All right. We have to tell you that City Hall is closed and other buildings are closed. That's right. It was called out yesterday. And yeah, it's brutal as you. Oh, wait, I'm jumping. I jumped one story before I go there. Sorry. Power outages here. Let me tell you here. Sorry. Madison Gas and Electric reporting this morning that there was a power outage on the east side of Fitchburg. Power has since been restored to the area. But if you are without power, here's some tips from Madison Gas and Electric. If you see that your neighborhood power is out, if it is not, check your fuses or your circuit breakers. If it is, look out your window for anything unusual like fallen wires, tree limbs on the lines, and always stay away from downed wires. And, of course, call MG&E at the number there. You got two numbers to report the situation at your home or business. MG&E depends on the customers calling when your power goes out to help them quickly identify and fix the cause. We can only restore the electric service for MG&E electric customers. If you receive electric services from different companies, MG&E will be unable to help you. Certainly, you would contact your provider. Finally, minimize potential future impact. Unplug sensitive electronic equipment and turn off light switches to help prevent overloads when power is restored. Keep your refrigerator and freezer door closed. Yeah, don't have that urge to eat when your power's out. Just eat some regular food that's not frozen or whatever else. And use a battery-powered computer or radio for news updates. If your power remains out after your neighborhood lights come back on, yeah, you probably should call MG&E as they'll come out and check that out for you. So far, no other hazards that I'm aware of so far here. But yeah, we'll keep you up to date on things that are going on here in the city. Do want to mention too about cold weather and pipes. That's right. We don't want your pipes to freeze. And Phil, our utility supervisor's got some information for you on that.
The city notifies the citizens at several addresses around the city that they are to run their water. They are actually notified with a letter that we post on the house that was done last Friday, having them run the water about as much as like a pencil lead, just enough to keep the water flowing. Flowing water will not freeze. The other thing would be shoveled around their water hydrants. The fire hydrants out front, and the other thing would be is if in their homes, if they have exterior walls that have plumbing, like in their kitchens and stuff, if they could just open up their cabinets, a lot of times that'll help keep the pipes from freezing. Best would be to contact the city here, and we could take a look and see if we could help track down what's going on, if it's something internal or if it's something out in their yard or in the street.
That is great information, and we posted that up online for you as well. But yeah, you've been informed. Now, to the City Hall and the city closures. Here we go. A non-emergency city facilities closure here started today. So City Hall is closed all day today, and buildings will reopen tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. That includes, again, City Hall, Fitchburg Recreation and Community Center, the Senior Center, and the Fitchburg Public Library. Residents need to make property tax payments, may use the drop box located in the foyer at City Hall. And guess what? We have the finance director here to tell us how to make those payments.
So the first installment of the property taxes, or the amount in full if required, is due Thursday. So that's 2 days from now. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can make payment. All of them are listed in the tax insert. So you could mail a payment in. Anything that's postmarked the 31st and received in our office within 5 business days will be considered timely and recorded as such. You could also come and make payments in person usually. However, as you mentioned, we'll be closed on Wednesday and for the morning of Thursday. If you are out and about though and people want to make a payment, they're welcome to put the payment in the drop box, which is available 24 hours a day in the foyer at City Hall. Anything that's in that drop box when we get in Friday morning, first thing, will all be recorded as though it was paid on the 31st and shown as timely. Usually you could make a credit card payment through most of the season as well. However, that feature has been turned off at this point, so credit card payments are no longer accepted. And then receipts will be available out on Access Day when we are done with the settlement process with the county and everybody on February 20th. If you want a receipt earlier than that, just send in a self-addressed stamp envelope and we'd be happy to get it to you.
And you continue to recommend not making payments via cash in the Dropbox, correct?
Correct. Yep, cash is not good for either the Dropbox or for the mail. It's just generally not a good practice.
Fantastic. And if people have questions regarding any of this stuff in the next couple of days, what can we do?
Yeah, so you could give the finance department a call. It'll be a little bit harder for us to get through all those calls, but leave a voicemail and we'll definitely get back to you. Otherwise, email us or always check the website too. We've got some great information out there.
She's right. Hit up the website, fitchburgwi.gov, if you have any questions on your tax payments. All right, finally, trash and recycling collection has been canceled for today and tomorrow. So they will not be rescheduling the service, but rather canceling all of it. Friday service will still take place on Friday. And residents that normally receive trash pickup on Wednesday or Thursday of this week who don't receive pickup, don't worry. They'll pick it up next week. And if you have any extra bags, you can put those next to your garbage can. But all materials must be bagged, okay? So we realize you might have a little extra trash or recyclables. You got to bag that stuff when the crews arrive next week.